by a 450 horsepower engine, but look carefully on the wing on this side, suspended between the two wings on the javelin strut. Ashley Battle. She is hanging on to a javelin strut. It's a piece of wood about 3 feet long, about 1.5 inches in diameter, and it holds the steel flying wires between the wings together so that they maintain their position and keep that top wing connected perfectly with the bottom wing of that biplane. But you'll see her. She's holding on. There are no safety belts at this point. She is using the strength of her own body and aiming herself carefully into the slipstream so she maintains perfect body position. She's the National Event Coordinator and the newsletter editor for the Red Star Pilots Association. You can see her there as she comes, as Greg Shelton comes by. See her holding on to the javelin strut. Oh, hold on there. She doesn't have a safety belt on, Greg. Well, he must know that because he goes over the top. Does that orange? Now, I gotta tell you, she's not waving at anybody, because it's a two-hand and two-legged job to stay on that javelin strut. Ashley Battles is also a founder of the Roger Coleman Memorial Scholarship, a member of the Women in Aviation and AOPA, the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association. An instrument rating, and she is a commercial pilot. She is totally trusting. Great view of this as the airplane goes up. You can see her just a speck in there in between the two wings on the right-hand side of the airplane. Ashley has been flying since the year 2000, and she was a volunteer fire patrol pilot for the Southeast Oklahoma Department of Forestry. The 450 horsepower engine on this aircraft is designed in the 1920s. So that these old engines can be maintained in perfect condition to do something as potentially dangerous as having a wing walker. Now, believe it or not, not a circus performer, but in fact was a gentleman by the name of Omar Locklear. He was part of the United States Army Signal Corps, and it started at Barron Field in Fort Worth, Texas in 1917. During flight training, he went out on the wing to fix it, and a problem occurred. He was asked to continue walking out on the wings for cadets to see, and after finishing his service, of the airplane. So she is really working hard to hold on. Out of airspeed, the hammerhead turns with a swift kick on the left rudder pedal and turn it around. Now, Ashley might weigh 100 pounds. She is a very, very teeny young lady. But still, when she's being put through some of these maneuvers for a small amount of time, as Ashley has now worked her way right along the center of the fuselage, Greg Shelton has slowed the aircraft down to about 75 miles an hour. And watch as she is now climbing to the top wing of the aircraft. There she goes. She's got a small stand up there with one safety belt. 2006 Oceana Wing Walker of the Year. Let's see if we can go live to the cockpit and say hello to Ashley Battles. Ashley, are you there? Well, I don't think she's too afraid, because she's waving now. Now into the back course. Greg Shelton pulls up once again. Climbing for some altitude in that 450 horsepower Stearman biplane. Once served in the military, built in 1923. As the war was out, horsepower the Boeing Stearman, with this 450 engine on it, is one of the premier performers at air shows around the country. Body weight is 4 times hers as she goes over the top. This aircraft has a tubular steel fuselage and a wooden upper and lower wing. It's covered with fabric and stretched tight and still weighs 3,200 pounds. A barrel roll, Ashley Battles. Pounds of her. She's holding on only with one foot in that left. She goes over the top, and he rolls it halfway. On Ashley Battles. And Greg just a 4-point roll. Now that is hard work right there. She's being whipped around big time every time that airplane stops. I have been in a Stearman, in the front seat of a Stearman, when they do one of those 4-point rolls, and that first break is such a surprise because the airplane moves remarkably fast into that first quarter of the roll. I just had no idea it could roll that fast. It doesn't look that fast, but it's not that fast. And she, being on the upper wing of that airplane, is being whipped violently to the left when he was doing that. Up they go into the vertical, only 500 feet above the ground. Now watch now, here's the hammerhead turn. 450 horsepower. Now he's really 40 miles per hour. And he's going to snap roll the airplane. How about that? Now that takes some kind of strength. Let's give it up for Ashley Battles. Nana Collins and Bob Heron, both of you please report to the Lost and Found. Brought to you by Tulsa Aircraft Engines. Here at the Subway 2006 NAS Oceana Airshow. Her arms straight out front, hanging there by only the belt. Is that awesome or what? Don't miss Beer Fest at Paramount's King's Dominion during weekends in October. And ladies and gentlemen coming by for their photo pass, give her a wave, Ashley Battles, with Greg Shelton at the controls of that Stearman. What a marvelous demonstration they did for us today. Let's put your hands together for the wing walking team of Greg Shelton and Ashley Battles here at NAS Oceana. Now, in a couple of minutes, we're going to be bringing to center stage your United States Air Force's F-15 Eagle demonstration. And Greg, coming by one more time. We're going to see another parachute jump if you were here earlier and saw the dual air show team of the Black Daggers and the Red Devils from the United States Army Special Operations Command and the British Army parachute team. They're going to be jumping together today in this show. We're going to take you back to World War II with Bill.